Oh, what is this? A well-paced Black Clover episode? No, that can't be it. That can't be right. We just had like one of the worst episodes last week. But no, this one decided, it was like, you know what? Let's actually do 2 chapters because fuck it, we should actually do that now. And I don't know whether that's going to be the case for the next couple of episodes or not, because I was seeing some filler stuff in the preview, so and there were some changes in this one that was kind of it's a shame, like, honestly, really, because this was adapting 2 chapters, because I generally looked through this one, I was like, sweet Christ, if they actually do just another single chapter of this is going to be like one of the most dullest episodes. Like 38 was pretty rough like that, but it's like we really needed something like as a pick-me-up for this one. So I'm happy that they just straight went on with it. They didn't try and hide it at all. It was like the trailer, like immediately going in, it's like, it's the Purple Orcas. I'm like, thank you. I thought we were going to drag this out for like 10 minutes or something. And it's like, no, we finally get to see who exactly it was, and it was like, that Purple Orca motherfucker, he's the one that did it. He's the one that sold us out, and everyone was like, well, we can actually find out if he's telling the truth or not, because this is the thing with like Marx's memory magic, or like how it works, is that it goes from the information that those people themselves only know. So it could be someone fed them a white lie, and it's like, we could, you know, actually find out who exactly that is. You just gotta go through there. Galado, whatever the fuck his name, the Purple Orca captain, was like, I'm having none of this. Get it out. I'm gonna clear my name. Everyone, I'm just gonna buy my time. And then immediately goes himself invisible, makes them invisible warriors. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here. Peace out. Disappearing on there. He was just, whilst everyone else was like fighting knights and stuff. Interesting thing, there was a huge change though from the I don't know why the anime really kind of changed this part from like the manga. I think it was just more to like kind of like buy time for the most part, or just fill this like kind of whole little encounter in, because Asta actually encounters the captain straight in the room where the other captains are. Like it all happens just kind of there at once. There isn't like him kind of slowly making an escape where it's like, oh, none of the other captains can affect him, and it's like, oh, but our magic doesn't go through, but guess that does go through, anti-magic, and Asta can read key, and I'm like, wait a minute, even with this in the manga, it's like, regardless of what, Yami knows key. Yami can keep tabs on this fucking guy. He's like, it lasts a little while, but it's like, we've seen Yami is quite potent, it's like, he could like survive for a while, and we see like, right at the end, it's like, oh, we couldn't hold ourselves back, like, and it's weird when it's like, oh, we go up to like the building and all that and fight, and then Asta and him have like a little face-off for the most part, where it's like, because of you, for Gorleon, like someone I respected got hurt, and it's like, and pieces of shit like you do it for money, and it's like pretty much trying to fight off against the captain, and he managed to get one nick on him to get like the invisibility straight off of him. Charges in, and it's like, oh, no, you're not ready to take on a captain yet, but you know who are the rest of them, as we get to see the Azure Deer captain come and step in, Vril, which I didn't mind the effect that they actually did for his paint magic when he was like just swishing it around. It was like a multitude of like kind of effects going on, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm just going to entrap you into this like entire painting, this river, and everyone else blows out of the building, even Julia. There was one bit I liked, was like, even Julia's just like, yeah, none of us could have restrain our powers, and we were probably gonna kill the dude, so like, good job on that point there, like, reeling like Asta, because like, the other guys want blood, and it's like, yeah, no, you hurt a lot of our fucking comrades in that fight, so they were really gonna go out for him. Then I'm like, yeah, maybe not do that. That might not be a good idea, guys, to maybe not kill him when he's got such information on his hand, but all of this happened originally just in that area, so it was a little dumb when it was like, wait, he's stuck in the earth right now, right, in that painting. How the fuck do they get him out? Like, how did they move him from one destination to the other? It's like, this stuff, this little inconsistencies like that, where it's just like, the anime's panning stuff out, and I'm like, wait, what was wrong with the original scene? Like, they've done that a lot of times. I didn't even realize as well that, like, the whole Rebecca scene from like last week was actually from like, I think this chapter like they were covering in the manga, where it's like the whole little kiss and stuff like that. So it was like, yeah, no, you had that little moment for the most part where it's like they're changing stuff around. So it was a little confusing for some of the stuff, how they've been handling some of the scenes recently. Little weird. But we get information that, yeah, he was already just a piece of shit. Like, he was already told that he was a merchant, but he was pretty much... He sold out the, like, the people, like, his kingdom just for a bunch of rare magical items, money. Like, he does all this stuff. He embezzles, he beats his people. Like, he's just scumbag. Everything bad that's ever happened to a person, yeah, he's done it. Like, he's a piece of literal shit. Like, that's just how he is. Which then leads up to finding out that it's like, okay, everyone... Check, there still may be traitors around, there may be people that are still helping around, go and check on your people, where we get told that someone in that room was also Raya. That was also a liar in that room, so apparently we've got another captain that's a traitor there, and he even goes like, can you tell who I was? Like a little fourth wall little part where it's like, I remember in the manga he said that, it's like, can you tell who I was, like next to them? And it's like, well... It's clearly not Thagolion. Like, that's the one you can rub out immediately from there. But, like, out of all the characters out, like, you gotta think of, like, who is it in the captains right now? Was any of them acting off from last time? There's also some new captains we don't know. So, at the moment, it was like, wait, is it the Dorothy? Is it Rill? Is it, like Yami? Is it Vengeance? Like, it's quite a few captains there. And it's like, is it Nozzle? Like, and, like, well, the Green Mantis guy. And it's like, which one of these guys can he, like... comprehend the most? And it's like, well, we don't know how long Raya has been copying and infiltrating and all that, but we do know out of all of the captains, he was like the ones that he did see was Nozzle, Yami, the Green Mantis guy, right out on there. There's like and Charlotte. So it's like, could, like, they're kind of lining out and could potentially be one of those characters on there. Although we don't. It sounds like he's been infiltrating them for a while now, so it's like he could honestly be any of the captains right now, or he could be Marks, like, in there, so we'll have to, like, wait and see where exactly that, where it's going to be setting up with that, because I still don't think that's even been revealed in the manga yet, like, exactly who the identity of that is, so, looking forward to when they finally talk more about that, and we have this really, the actual episode ends on a really nice, kind of, like, little something of, like, finding out about Yami and Julius's relationship and showing how much, like, the two kind of have a little bit of a weird relationship, but, like, it's formed on trust for the most part, where it's, like, and respect, where it's, like, no, like, Yami was kind of always an outcast because he was a foreigner, and it's like, oh, his powers are really scary and creepy because he has dark magic, it was just exploding everywhere, and, like, again, like, Julius is the kind of person that's like, I don't care what kind of magic you have, like, and all that, like, it looks cool to me. Like, you can see that Julius is such an innocent kid sometimes. It's like, he sometimes shouldn't be, like, the magic emperor just because of his fascination of, like, just things. You even see that he's like, I like all these little things, like, no matter what, and you get, there was a nice moment as well where he was talking about, like, how a lot of this is, like, due to his failings, where it's like, I should have, like, set up more contingencies around this, I should have been more aware, like, with the whole thing with Leet and everyone else, and it's like, it's nice that he's, like, he knows that he's not, like, impenetrable, like, he's not, like, the best out of everything. He's like, I'm strong, and we've seen him when he, like, in a combat-wise, but it's like, it's definitely where it's like, I struggle at handling some of the other stuff, like, a lot of the time, and that's why I have to have the captains help me out, and that's why I have people, like, I trust, like, Yami, and, like, going around, and that you had this nice moment of, like, him, like, kind of saluting him, like, treating him, like, with the utmost respect, and I'm like, that's a nice little moment on there, and turns out that they've got a mission where Julius wants them to go and find one of the other stones, one of the magic stones that they were talking about, which leads us to the Water Temple, where, if people know who have read the manga, this is the next arc that we're going to be dealing, because of these giant mana zones that they've been talking about, whereas, like, these are some of the most highly concentrated places of mana that you can go, and is seriously strong. Like, that whole beginning course that you did with Mars, that's just training wheels. That's all that is. These are the real dungeons that you got to deal with, like, and, like, a lot of people need to be careful, and basically he's sending the Black Bulls because he trusts them the most. They've got no familial ties. They're pretty much the ones where it's like, you guys can get, like, this done without being held back by, like, politics or family. Everyone else has got royalty to deal with, or other kinds of bullshit, or I don't trust them as much, and it's like, you guys are showing yourself to be very capable, so go and deal with this for me. Which is like, that pretty much ends the episode as we get a teaser of the Woman by the Sea, which, you know, we know who the fuck that is, manga fans, but it's like, definitely, like, this was a better episode. Even still, the content wasn't amazing, but it was like, this is decent. You got a little bit nicer content with, like, kind of Julius's and, like, Yami's relationship, which was got a nice part on there. Obviously, the changing of scenes kind of makes some inconsistencies here and there with some of the characters. Like, you get to see what some of the captains can do, and saying that there's, like, you've got another traitor, like, in there, so it's like, it makes me wonder as well, it's like, if they're going to have another Purple Orcus captor, it's like, who exactly he's going to be then, because, like, are they just going to have to flush out the entirety of that, like, whole, like, squad, because, like, that guy was a, like, piece of shit, so it's like, it wouldn't be surprised he has some lackeys under him that would try and take his mental for the most part, and overall, like, yeah, it's set up a lot of things. It's like, this is where the next arc is going, this is where it's happening, and it's like, we're on episode, like, 39 at this point, and it's like, we've got maybe 12, we've got literally, I think, 12 episodes to, like, try and wrap this up, and I'm already in the preview seeing fucking filler again, and I'm like, can we just not have filler anymore? Because it's like, at this point, it's like, I do worry that we are just going to get that filler, like a filler ending mixing in with this canon stuff, so like, we'll just have to generally just wait and see what the fuck they even have planned at this point on there. Although, on a more positive note to end this video on, we are going to be getting the new opening next week, I believe, and the new ending, which is a little sad in some ways, where it's like, I absolutely adore hearing Black Rover. It's like the one song I've been listening to week to week. I mean, like, I can go without the ending, honestly. Like, I've never been interested in this ending at all. I liked the first ending a lot for Black Clover. And the second Black Clover ending was really good. But this one has just been the most nothing, and I'm like, I would like something new that makes me interested in it, like, ending wise. Opening, even as well, I was like, I don't know if anything can top that one, the Black Rover one, because that one's really good. So I cannot wait, to listen to that, and hopefully that comes out soon, and you'll probably see me do a live reaction or something to it when that comes out, so look forward to that. But that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.